A question we get often is, oh, I went back to work, or I'm back to my biashara, and I'm not sure how to do this new life together after losing a child. And that's the thing, we call this life a new normal, because we liken, at Silamam, we liken grief to a wound, yeah? When you get hurt the very first time, it's raw, it's bleeding, and then over time, we clean it up, and that's what therapy is. We clean it up, we put a bandage on it, and then it heals over time. But then the scar stays with you. Some days it itches harder than other days, some days it doesn't bother you at all. Now, immediately you feel like, I think I'm ready to go back to work. Or even your maternity leave is over, your sick leave is over, or you've gone back to biashara. Now you're here. The first thing I'd like to tell you is manage your expectations. Please don't come thinking that you're going to bring your A game or that you're going to function at 100%. You're going through something very difficult mentally. Somebody you love died. So it's not going to be like business as usual. You're not going to crack your laptop open and meet all your deadlines and hit all your targets. So be easy on yourself. When you manage those expectations like that, then you're not surprised when you feel like you're not optimal. So if you're at work, that would mean speak to your manager. At the very least, the person who supervises you should be aware of what's going on with you, so they're not wondering why it is that you're dropping things. So let them know. It could be you negotiate half day or some form of arrangement where if you're totally unable to work, they are able to let you go. And speaking of which, when you notify your employer or the people that you work with that you've lost a child, kindly ask them to speak to your colleagues in your absence about it. Now, I encounter a lot of women who go back to work and guys didn't know. Either especially for a stillbirth, she went out, she checked out for maternity leave, and now she's back, but nobody knows she had a stillbirth or that her baby died. So she's back and everyone is like, oh, how is the baby? How are you guys doing? And then she's not even put her hand back down and there are tears in her eyes and she doesn't know what to answer, to tell everyone. So for HR guys, one of the things they do is like, just tell guys. If in your case people are not told, find a way to comfortably say, hey guys, we lost our child. Thank you so much for your sympathies for those who knew. And yeah, so that's what happened to us. What that avoids is this foot in mouth situations where people ask you all these questions and then they realize that you lost the baby and now they don't know what to do because you have just broken some very heavy news to them. And then they're beating themselves up for asking that damn question to begin with. And so, yeah, you can share those news in a way that is conversational and easy for you. That being said, just be aware that people will respond to you differently. You will receive a lot of pity and a lot of voyeur in the way people look at you, in the way people stare at you, in the way people talk to you. Just forgive people. Sometimes they don't know exactly how to respond, but you might also be surprised that you will receive a lot of kindness. And people get surprised when, especially that comes from colleagues. And if you're a colleague, this is a nice way to support somebody who's lost a child. So yeah, then if you ever have breakdowns in the office or back at your business, realize that it's also normal. You're not devoid of triggers. There will always be those things that trigger you. I have actually met people who left work and like they didn't even come back to that office ever again because the triggers were too many. But do not make any rash decisions because you're emotional at this point.